Now broadcasting from the Next Gen Conservative Studio in sunny South Florida, bringing you the latest in politics, current events, and pop culture. This is the Whitfield Report with Sam Whitfield.
Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to the show. This is a rare Tuesday edition for the show, but we are here nonetheless. And folks, I am going to start doing these shorter form kind of news roundup podcasts throughout the week. Maybe not nightly, but a couple times a week in addition to the live show. Where I just shout out things, just think it might be good, and you guys have been requesting some more shows for a while now, at least on the podcast side. So with that in mind, I do have a few stories to go over with you tonight, one of which I found on Substack and I found of interest. The other story has to do with our friends over at Uncensored America. Some stuff happened with them last night, as it turns out. So I wanted to cover that. But starting off with Substack, and this actually came from Libs of TikTok. And I was actually quite surprised to read about this. I thought this was satire at first, ladies and gentlemen, but it is not. So, headline from Libs of TikTok, their newsletter. I tried the left's new social media platform and was banned in 20 minutes. Now, folks, I was not aware that the left had a new social media platform because, you know, Twitter and Facebook isn't quite enough for the wokesters. No, they have to have their own platform. I thought this was satire, but I assure you after some research of my own, it is not. So here's the headline. So here's the story from Libs of TikTok. As if Twitter wasn't biased towards the left enough, the left has their own new alternative to Twitter and Facebook, Tribal Social. And folks, that is the name of the network. I swear to God, you cannot make this up. According to Tribal's Twitter bio, the platform is, quote, an innovative Twitter and Facebook alternative that's free of hate, fake news, and bots, end quote. In other words, a platform to shield the fragile left from the pain caused by their cognitive dissonance. Oh yeah, I'm sure the internet is going to have fun with this. I came across a tweet from October 17th claiming that the platform doesn't censor any posts. The algorithms simply filter out fake news, bigotry, and hostility. And I thought this was a great opportunity to put their claim to that test. Then there's a tweet from Tribal Social to all of the Trump supporters who are accusing us of censoring them on our new social network. We don't censor any posts. Our algorithms simply filter out fake news, bigotry, and hostility. If you want to trend on our network, your post must be factual and free of bigotry. So in other words, woke speak. I opened an account and posted a few messages. The first reading, men cannot get pregnant. Others included, men cannot become women and women cannot become men. And Joe Biden sniffs little girls. Okay, well, that last one might be a little inflammatory, but the rest seem pretty good, folks. Immediately, the Ministry of Truth went into overdrive. Tribal users began reporting and even misgendering me. Libs of TikTok then tweets, ladies and gentlemen, let's see how long my account on Tribal, the new lefty social media site, lasts. Then there's a screenshot of what they posted. All right. In less than 20 minutes, my account was suspended and I was banned from the platform. Tribal posted statements categorizing me as as a racist, transphobic, and bigoted. So much for Tribal social combating fake news. Apparently stating men cannot get pregnant is transphobic. Biology is bigoted and racist. Yeah, well, it's 2022. It's the current year, right? And, come on, libs of TikTok, keep up with the times. So then, Tribal Social Network, God, that name is funny to me. That was quick. Your transphobic posts were quickly suppressed by our system. And then we at Tribal Social Network gave you a swift boot. Take your bigotry back to Trump's True Social or Kanye West parlor. Yes, that is something that happened this week too that we'll get into maybe on Saturday, folks. We'll see. So in other words, the admins of Tribal Social are gloating about banning libs of TikTok. They also announced that my ban was a lifetime ban. I just don't know how I'm ever going to recover from this. Absolutely devastating. And then tribal posts, and you can still see this on their website, which I'll show you in a sec, folks. Great news! Tribal just successfully fought off a wave of trolls that came over from the notoriously racist and homophobic libs of TikTok page. Our algorithm identified their bigotry and suppressed their posts, exactly as intended. As you can all see, none of their hatred was able to trend on Tribal, confirming Tribal as America's premier social network for kind, intelligent individuals. No such thing on a social network. Libs of TikTok and their army of trolls were given a lifetime ban. So I guess I won't be even able to sign up, huh, folks? Not that I would even waste my time anyway, because I would probably get banned in 5 minutes. You know what? Maybe on a live stream at a future day, I'll sign up and test that out on air. It would actually be funny if Akaba Apex and I all made accounts on air to show you guys. Let us know if you think that would be good. But anyway, okay, back to the story though. Occupy Democrats, whose founders own Tribal, got in on the action, celebrating my censorship. Blah blah blah. Trump bigots who follow the far right libs of TikTok, yada yada yada, have been banned and all that stuff. Alrighty. Okay. In typical leftist fashion, they were quick to celebrate that their supposed algorithm suppressed my posts and conquered the trolls. It's funny how the algorithm seemed to incorrectly label fact as transphobic hate, but missed the actual hateful posts targeted at political figures on the right. I'm pretty sure fuck this twat, or it's going to be hard to get that that cunts stink out of him is hateful, or is that just me? Referencing Marjorie Taylor Greene and her divorce, which you can see Let me see if I can blow this up for you folks. Yeah, so yeah, there's some hatred right there, folks, as you can see in that screen cap. There are not many guarantees in life, but the left being blatant hypocrites is one that you can always count on. If you spend 10 minutes scrolling through their posts on Tribal, you will see nothing but a sad echo chamber of miserable partisan posts. No debates, everyone just agreeing on the hatred for dissenting opinions. So much like the political side of Reddit, then, basically. I guess Tribal is the perfect name for their platform because the left engages in the most divisive form and brutal form of tribalism against anybody they agree with. That was my overall point, folks. The name is hilarious because they are unironically claiming that they are indeed tribal. Sadly, the people who claim to be so tolerant are the most intolerant of others' views and even objectionable views. Blah, blah, blah. It goes on a little bit. I predict Tribal's lifespan will be about as long as CNN Plus. If you want to sign up for Tribal, let me know how long you last on their platform before getting booted like me. P.S. Men can't get pregnant. So, folks, I read this article, and honestly, I thought it was satire. I legitimately did. I'm not even kidding. But I decided that I would I thought that this was satire, right? Like The Onion and whatnot, because it sounds like it could be realistic, but it also sounds like it could be satire. So then I did a search, and let me just make sure that this shows up for you guys. Let me see here. Let me stop sharing. All right, let me go over here and switch the let me go over and switch the tabs real quick. Hold on. All right. So, all righty. Alrighty, folks. Sorry about the delay there. And as you can see right here, folks, this is Tribal's homepage right here, tribal.com/public/trending. And right here at the top, you can see, just like I showed in the article, they are publicly claiming that they have banned libs of TikTok. It's got a bunch of likes, a bunch of comments, more posts. Okay, tribal support has taken notice and has banned for life all those irritating right-winged maggot parasites from tribal. They are monitoring. Thank you, tribal support. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Maggot parasites is pretty insensitive, folks, wouldn't you say? I thought that violated tribal's, TOS about being a friendly social network or something like that. Something about Willow Biden, the White House dog, I guess. More hate about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let's see. More about John Fetterman. Hatred for Kanye West. Hey Ted Cruz, nobody likes you, everybody hate you. Go eat some worms or get eaten by some. That's also hateful, and yeah, that's trending. More people saying Clarence Thomas should resign. Okay, so you get the picture, folks. Now, this is just hilarious to me, and I swear, folks, it's a real site, as you can see, and it is very ironic that they are. It is funny to me that they are unironically calling themselves tribal, because that is indeed what they are. They are a tribal group. And the other thing, the ironic thing, I guess, is that nobody's heard of this social network until today. I guess it's been out for a few weeks, or maybe a month even. I'm not sure. But the point of it is it's been out for at least a week at this point. I had not heard of it until now. There were no press releases. Ironically, them banning libs of TikTok was probably the biggest public relations, and I guess maybe not PR, but that was their biggest marketing boost and free publicity that they could have gotten was from doing that. So, in a weird way, Libs of TikTok is their biggest promoter, and they should be thanking her for dropping by their site, because otherwise no one would have even heard this. And say what you will about Truth Social and Getter, but those, at least, yeah, they are all alternatives, and yes, they too have their own biased groups, but they got publicity. People know what Getter is. People know what Truth Social is, even if they're not on there and whatnot. People at least know what those are. People know what Minds is. Now look, I have said that I think the idea of Truth Social and Getter, while a good idea in theory, the problem is that those social networks are echo chambers, and they just become automatic echo chambers of people on the right, and that's all it becomes. And I thought that the left already owned Facebook and Twitter, but apparently they need their own echo chamber too. So there you go. Speaking of True Social, I am on True Social as well, at Sam Whitfield. I don't post over there a lot, but if you want to go over there and follow me, you can. So that's that with the whole, I guess, tribal social network. Kind of funny, but there you go. And now moving on to something a little more, that's also interesting. Something a little more serious, and something that people actually asked me to comment on, which is partially why I'm doing this show tonight. So, folks, as you may know, if you're a longtime viewer and or listener of the program, I am friends with Sean Semenko, who is the uh, host of the Versa News Media YouTube channel, Real News, that podcast over there. I've been over on their show a couple times, and they've had me on their show. He was the chapter president of Turning Point USA at Penn State when I knew him. And he has recently started Uncensored America. Last year, I had him on the show because he made headlines when he brought Milo Yiannopoulos back to campus. And that was a big deal when that happened. And last night, he was supposed to have Gavin McInnes and Alex Stein at Penn State for an event, and they had some promotional material. Let me share the screen with you guys here for that as well. Just give me a sec. Unfortunately, Melon doesn't allow me to hotkey this automatically, so it's a drag, but it is whatever. All right. So as you can see, I'm on the official Uncensored America Twitter profile, right? So this is the pinned tweet that they had at the top of their profile. This is from October 4th. Big news, Alex Stein and Gavin McInnes will be speaking at Penn State on October 24th. Get your tickets now. PSU Penn State. I almost went out there, folks, but I just couldn't make it happen. But I wanted to go out there. That would have been cool. Turns out the event got canceled, actually. So that was their promo material. And I guess they got the event canceled because a riot broke out from the far left, and the university canceled it because of safety concerns. And here was the press release that Uncensored America put out last night, or actually no, they put this out this afternoon. My bad. At 2 p.m. Eastern, and the statement reads, we are very disappointed that Penn State canceled our Stand Back and Stand By event last night due to violent protests. With every event we have hosted, we have always encouraged everyone to be peaceful. We want people from all different viewpoints to talk, not fight. We condemn all violence. Moreover, the purpose of the comedy show was to give students the opportunity to listen to and engage with two censored comedians. We wanted people from all different political viewpoints to have fun, entertaining, and peaceful evening. Sadly, attendees were intimidated by violent protesters and could not enter the venue safely. We do not live in a free speech culture if college students cannot attend a comedy show. Free speech is fundamental for any functioning democracy, and we will never stop peacefully fighting for it. So that was the statement from Uncensored America. I'm not sure if Sean wrote that himself. I think he probably did, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Regardless, folks, let me put this out there right now. Because people have asked me today to comment on this. And so I want to make this brief, but very succinct and to the point. I have known Sean Semenko. Let me see here, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I have known Sean Semenko for probably 5 years now. For those of you who don't know, my former producer of the Whitfield Report, or the Whitfield Analysis, as it was called back then, my former producer, Jeff Hamill, was a production assistant at Penn State's Sociology 119 class. And that was a class that I guess Sean was in, and he met Jeff there. And I've known Jeff for over a decade now, actually. I've known him since we were both seniors in high school. He was in Pennsylvania. I was in Colorado. And we both hosted podcasts on Junior Factor Nation, which is an old podcast network. Regardless, Jeff and I, we have different political views, but we've always been friendly towards each other. And about 5 or 6 years ago, he introduced me to Dictator Phil, or Black Pill Phil, as he now likes to be called. And it was Phil who introduced me to Sean Semenko about 5 years ago. I've gotten to know Sean very well, and I've gotten to know a few of the other members of Uncensored America fairly well when it was, incepted last year. And let me just say this. Sean Semenko is many things. He is, at worst, he's a big nerd. He's a bit geeky. Sometimes he can be a little shy. And, for whatever reason, folks, that kid won't even take a sip of beer. He's 25 and he won't take a sip of beer, which I give him shit for. Come on, man. One Budweiser isn't going to kill you. And when we get together finally and meet in person one day, I promise, first beer, even if it's non-alcoholic, is on me. But no, in all seriousness, though, the last thing that Sean is a bigot. That is the last thing in the world he is. He is honestly one of the most down-to-earth people I know. He's very kind and a great guy to be around. And well, Sam, you only know him through the internet. You don't know him, in real life. Well, folks, the thing it is we have spent a lot of time in each other's Discords, chatting, off air as well as on air. And, during the pandemic, when everyone was hanging out online anyway, that was when I really got to know him personally. And he's a great guy. He helped me, he came on my show to help celebrate my birthday a few years ago. And even, bought me a custom shirt, which was very generous of him to do. I appreciate that. I consider him a dear friend, and no, he's not a bigot. I guess the Southern Poverty Law Center, has declared him as one, and in my book, that is a victory almost, because the Southern Poverty Law Center, folks, is nothing but a political hack group at this point. And if you believe anything else about them, you are delusional. As I said, Sean is a dear friend of mine. Believe me, if there were anything that he said that were actually hateful or bigoted, I would be the first one to call him out on it and, confront him about it. But he is just a super good guy. And, it sucks that the actual fascists and the actual bigots had to get his event shut down. But anyway, hopefully I'll have him on the show soon to discuss this. But anyway, you guys wanted my opinion on that, so there you go. And folks, I think that just about wraps up our stories for tonight. I do want to announce that this coming Thursday, I will be on The Good, the Bad, and the Vicious to talk about horror movies with Mr. Vickers, Akaba Insomnia, who also co-hosts this podcast, and The Power Within. And I will be submitting my favorite actual horror movie and my favorite goofy, over-the-top B horror movie, which I'm sure if you're a regular listener of the program, you probably already know what it is. But anyway, that should be fun. So tune in for that Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern, I believe. And so be on the lookout for that. And from all of us here at NGC Studios, have a good night or a good day whenever you're listening to this. God bless, and I'll talk at you down the road.
Thanks for listening to The Whitfield Report on the NGC Network. Please visit Sam's website at www.thesamwhitfield.com and support Sam on Patreon at patreon.com/Whitfield Report. Until next time, God bless, God save this great nation, and God, freedom, legacy, in that order.